We got all these Armenian cucumbers out of our garden. These things are huge. Look at the size of these things. We got them on the counter. We got them in this bag down here. We grew a bunch of these Armenian cucumbers in our garden. These things can be really good in salads, but they can also be really tough to process. So let me go ahead and show you how I cut these up so we can add them to our salads. All right, so this is what I use. I'll use a knife, and I'll use a peeler, and then I'll use a scraper. This skin is not very good. It's really tough. You don't want to eat it, and the same with the seeds. So we're gonna peel it, and then we're gonna cut it open, and we're gonna take all the seeds out. All right, let's get started. A little stem's in the way there, so we'll cut that out of the way. All right, we'll get rid of all this stuff here. This is the stuff that's real tough here. Really, that's going to be hard to eat, so we're just getting rid of all that. And then you can see those seeds are pretty thick too. So we're going to dump this stuff out. All right, I'm just going to cut this in half so it'll be a little bit easier to work with. All right, we just want to get rid of all these seeds. All right, there we go. We'll get rid of these seeds, and then we got these nice Armenian cucumbers here that we can cut up and put in our salad. I'll just go ahead and rinse these off real quick and just get off any little seeds that I missed. Okay, we got these all washed up. Now I'm just going to cut them up into squares. Might be a little bit easier if you slice them this way, and then you can get in there and cut them up real good. Could also eat them this way too. You could eat them like this. You just can put some tahini on them and eat them like that. I like to do them in these little squares and then mix them up with some olive oil and then some of the tahini spices. And they're pretty good that way. Maybe put a little bit of cheese in there too. Armenian cucumbers are actually a melon, even though they call them a cucumber, and that's why they look kind of like a cantaloupe, where you see that melon with all the seeds inside. They're very clean taste, kind of a bland taste, but they taste a little bit like a cucumber. That's where they get the name, the Armenian cucumber, from, because they taste like a cucumber. But the skin and the seeds aren't as tender as a cucumber. That's the difference. And you don't have to square it. You could, you know, kind of keep it, if you were to keep it like this, and you could cut it more in slices like this, and then have more of a traditional cucumber shape if you wanted to do that. You can also put these in your drinks. They go good in your drink if you want to have some club soda or some water. You can add a little bit of cucumber to it for flavor. Gives it a nice flavor. Cucumber water. All right, there we go. We got all of our cucumber there. All right, there you go. That's how we went from this to this. This you can't really eat. It's pretty tough. If you were to slice this up right here, the skin's pretty tough and the seeds are pretty tough, and you're not really going to be able to eat it. But this you can just eat right up, just like a regular cucumber. Yeah, that's really good. And then, like I said, for your salad, you could add some tahini and some olive oil and some cheese to it and be really good. And if you don't want the cheese, you could just eat it like this. Just eat them straight like this, or you can put them in your water. All right, we got the cucumbers here in the bowl, and we're letting them sweat. We put some salt on them, and that sucks out some of the moisture. Then that way they'll mix better with whatever oil you decide to use, whether you use some olive oil or whether you use some mayonnaise. It'll help mix better. But if they're kind of a little bit wet, because they're like a melon and they're a little bit juicy, they won't mix quite as well with the, you know, like they say, oil and water don't mix. So sitting them in here to sweat will help them mix a little bit better. So after these sweat for a while, then we'll drain them and get some of the extra moisture out of there. And then they'll be ready to go. All right, we've had these sweating for about a half hour. Go ahead and check it out and see how much moisture came out of them. Look at that, all that water there. So yeah, now these will mix up a lot better with the oil. And all that little bit of water sweated out of there. Yeah, they look kind of like a honeydew melon in some ways, but then they taste like a cucumber. Yeah, got all that water there. Salty cucumber water. Probably tastes like pickle juice. Now we got a nice bowl of cucumber chunks here for our salad. All right, so we just got some random stuff that we're gonna put in that'll go good together here. Gonna put a scoop of mayonnaise in there. We got some red wine vinegar and some garlic out here. This stuff will all go good in there. We're not really going with any particular measurement. What my wife calls it, scoop with your heart. Just put in there what you think you need. Smells wonderful. The garlic and the red wine vinegar and the cucumbers, they smell really good together. And like I said, you can substitute the mayonnaise for some olive oil, and that'd be good too. I made some with just the other day with just the tahini spices and the olive oil, and it was great too. All right, we're going to add a little dill. Add that in there. Then we're going to add some seasoned salt. Nothing fancy, just some Lowry seasoned salt. And then just stir it all up.
Let it sit for at least half an hour. All those flavors will really blend together. Taste yummy.
My mouth's watering just thinking about it, but we gotta wait a half hour. This will be good with our salad. Yeah, that's really good.